Thank you for finding your way through our intricate numbering system on 27th Street, where it goes 109, 111, 101. We are happy to be moved into our new building. We had a lot of events here already. This weekend, Ursula Heggie finished her intensive, and on Sunday, her students read a few pages they'd revised 50 to 51 times. It was quite an impressive reading. Many people came up afterwards to tell me that they were really impressed by the quality of the writing and the quality of the whole presentation of the entire group of students. That was really, really interesting. We just had an open house here, and some of those new students are in the audience, and we welcome them. And also, in our introduction to graduate writing, we have distance learners who've been studying with us from Florida and California, and where's Sven? The friendly skies. And they were actually here in class with us tonight giving their presentations, and we're really happy to have them with us. Janice Maffei, I always say it wrong, is going to introduce her teacher, Ursula Heggie, in a moment. But I want to just say a few things about writing workshops. They're not for wimps. Participating in a writing workshop is almost as intense as participating in a contact sport. In fact, the two writers reading tonight have both broken bones. Actual bones while teaching writing. This summer, Julie Sheehan broke her wrist and then orchestrated the reading series for 10 solid days of the summer without being able to point or clap or type or drive by doctor's orders, but she still did it. And Saturday morning, Ursula Heggie woke up and cracked a rib and then taught back-to-back 5-hour intensive in the novel, and only took herself to the hospital, to the ER, after the workshopping was done. So this is not for the faint at heart. I'm going to let Janice Maffei introduce Ursula, but I just want to say that yesterday she read a short excerpt from a new novel, which is about a young female businesswoman going to a Dress for Success workshop at the sort of burgeoning pantsuit era of the 70s. It's really wickedly funny and satirical. So please welcome Janice Maffei.
Thanks so much. It's really a great honor and privilege to introduce my teacher, Ursula Heggie. You know her as a writer. Her accomplishments are vast, and she was born in Germany, immigrated to the US as a teenager, the author of 12 books. The way I remember that I passed on a chance at another ride on Big Thunder Mountain at Disney World some years back, because I was so absorbed in a book I had purchased at the Orlando airport, a book called Stones from the River. So that was my first introduction to you. Her writing is evocative, it's consuming, it's unflinching in the way it explores the limitations and the glories of what it means to be human. Her gifts as a writer have been recognized in numerous ways, including the PEN/Faulkner Award and an NEA Fellowship, among many, many others. Now, it is one thing to be a writer of stature, the kind that Ursula is, but it is yet another to be willing to transfer what you know, what you have learned in your own struggle with the words on the page, to transfer that to others. And many of us in this room, and you know who you are because we have spent a lot of time together, have been on the receiving end of her teaching talent these last many months. Her words stay with us, and I am pretty certain they will stay with us for a very, very long time. She says things like, anytime, things can shift. She tells us to reverberate our most important ideas in the story. She encourages us to be curious. And as to why 30 to 50 drafts are necessary, a question I did have to ask myself. She said, you know, once we know the story as writers, which we can only know by writing it that many times, then, it is only then we know how to tell it. She's encouraged us to read our work out loud, and not just read it out loud, but tape it and listen to it. And she describes it as the fact that it will enter us sideways. It will enter us in a different way than reading it static on the page. So she's challenged us to go deeper in our work, to confront and explore, not to evade. In the very first moments of our very first class, she brought Franz Kafka to bear. His words, "I believe we should read only those books that bite and sting us. What we need are books that affect us, like some really grievous misfortune, like the death of one whom we loved more than ourselves, as if we were banished to distant forests, away from everybody, like a suicide. A book must be the axe for the frozen sea within us." Now, it is our chance to welcome this fearless writer who can confront that axe and lift it with mighty force to our great benefit. Please welcome accomplished writer, prodigious teacher, Ursula Heggie.